Turning now to the tragedy out of Uvalde, Texas, as the country and 21 families there, well, really the entire community, grieves the loss of those who were killed in that mass shooting at an elementary school. We're talking 19 children killed and 2 teachers. NBC's Meet the Press moderator Chuck Todd joining us now. Where do we start here? It seems like, Chuck, we are constantly in this cycle of prayers and condolences, and our thoughts are with the families, but nothing changes. Do you think the country is at a tipping point where we're saying enough is enough?
You know, I think I'd like to say that we are, but I don't, until it happens, it's hard to say it's going to happen because we're not there yet. If 20 plus first graders getting massacred and slaughtered wasn't enough to change the mindset on Capitol Hill, it's hard to imagine anything else will. That said, there's some preliminary discussion, maybe there'll be an agreement on a red flag law. But okay, these red flag laws, again, they're preventative when if somebody is willing to intervene and somebody believes somebody is that much of a threat and is willing to basically call authorities, fill out the paperwork. You know, these are not going to stop the rising gun violence we have in America.
Okay,
and
let's get down to really what it is.
We're dancing around the problem.
Right,
because
I know that you talk straight to us. This is why you're the Meet the Press moderator. But what is really going on? Why is this such an important issue, and why is it dividing, and why is it politicized so much? Who is benefiting from this?
Look, it's a 30-year campaign that the NRA made to make the Second Amendment essentially almost like a religious movement. And I say it that way in that the Second Amendment is considered, untouchable, and to the point of where, look at the, I cannot produce a single example of an elected official who lost an election because they didn't vote for gun control. But I can give you a long list of folks who have lost elected office because of the perception that they were in support of gun control. There are a ton of one-issue voters on the right on this issue, and you have a whole bunch of elected Republicans who are afraid of their voters. Kevin Cramer, North Dakota senator, was one of the few who spoke honestly about this to the New York Times a couple days ago and said, look, we're not going to have any big gun control measures here because the voters won't support it. They'll throw that person out completely. So until this generation, and look, in the 70s and 80s, we weren't here. You had lawmakers on both sides of the aisle comfortable with the idea that, yeah, there should be some restrictions on who can purchase a gun and when and how and all of those things. And then the NRA created this mythology that really this was a slippery slope and that they were going to come confiscate your guns. So it's all centered around a big lie that somehow government was going to take your guns. There's never been an example of this. There's no example of this. It is a fallacy. It is a mythology, but it has been effective to rally the right. And until that fervor changes or the voters actually vote the way they tell us in polls on this issue, it's not going to change. Right, because
the growing majority of people are saying they want some sort of gun control. Chuck Todd, thanks so much. Your insight always so valuable.
They don't vote that way.
Very true. Make sure you tune in to Meet the Press this Sunday at 10 a.m. right here on WCNC Charlotte.